Have overly complex cars and emissions regulations got you down? Is the uncertain future of enthusiast cars sapping your will to live? Try DLS by Singer, the ultimate answer to all your problems. One dose of DLS has been scientifically proven to rewire your neural pathways to prioritize joy, while filtering out EV market share news. Don't try DLS if you can't afford 6 houses. Side effects of DLS may include deafness, clutchfoot, extreme sudden onset bankruptcy, a separate Instagram account, G-lock, main character syndrome or occasionally a god complex, a jealous spouse and/or pet, Erewhon withdrawal, increased frequency of accidental pee-pee spots on your pants, a desire to put a Persian rug in your garage, hemorrhoids, kidney sales, carbon fiber dependence, an over-desire to use the word mechanical, and in rare cases an urge to write slam poetry. Over-leverage yourself today to see if DLS is right for you.
Of Singer. Or maybe you haven't. And they weren't the first to come up with the idea of restoring and modifying a car. But they put the word resto mod on the map in a way that no one else had ever done.
And yet, they're not a resto mod company, or so they claim. This is a 911 reimagined by Singer. Thank you very much. Whatever it is, and whatever you want to call it, it's gathered quite the reputation.
We've been saying for years that if you truly want a special experience, something that actually drives, like peak car, don't get a hypercar, don't get a Bugatti, don't get a McLaren or a Ferrari, get a resto mod. Because they have modern performance, but with all of the classic car engagement. And considering that Singer's DLS is said to be one of, if not the best resto mods, if we're right, then that might be the best sports car ever.
But there's a problem.
Because for the price of that old 911, which Singer have fiddled with, you can get a brand new 700 horsepower Turbo S. Actually, you can get 3 of them, and 3 GT3s, and 3 GT3 Tourings, and 3 GT3 RSs. Yeah, those go for about $3 million now.
That means it has to be really, 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 really good. And it is. Turbo S Thomas was talking about, yes, technically it has more horsepower than this, but this weighs as much as an MX-5, which means technically, scientifically, From this driver's seat, it shits on a Turbo S. But this isn't turbocharged like a Turbo S is. Like a modern day 911 GT3, this makes its 500 horsepower naturally aspirated. And to be fair, a 911 GT3 does rev to 9,000 RPM. Oh, but this revs to 9,200. I think that's over 9,000. Oh, that's quick. Oh, downshift. Oh. Heavenly, phenomenal, whatever superlatives you can think of, it's all of them. Oh, the sounds this thing is making. I've got the intakes right by my ears here, just like a GT4 RS. And that is an Inconel titanium exhaust behind me with an X-pipe. So it sounds incredible. As this in a 1989 911. And because it's a 1989 911, it sounds amazing.
All of this makes sense when you learn that Williams F1 was involved in the engine design. It still uses the original car's block, but it's been completely cracked out with the most insane materials science can provide.
So often with the newer cars, as good as they are and a brilliant performance that they create, we always say, well, they made it sound as good as they could with what they had because of emissions and turbochargers. This doesn't need to give a shit about any of those. Revs drop would make a 911 ST blush. This truly feels like an LFA with a manual. When I clutch in, it feels like the engine is turned off. That is how quickly those revs drop. The reciprocating mass of the engine is so minimal, which makes it so engaging. Oh. I can't stop down. I can't stop downshifting. Even the shifter effort, you can be quite delicate with it. It doesn't need that much force. It's just purposeful and beautiful. It's a bit of a short shifter as well. And it rewards shifting quickly. And you can play with it because there's a little hole in the shifter. So you can just stick your fingers in it if you want to grip it a different way. Uh-oh.
All right. My turn. How was it?
It was good. I've made a huge mistakes just in the last bit.
What do you mean? Is the car okay?
No, I was playing with the shifter and I've actually got my finger fully stuck in it.
What are you talking about?
It's got a hole, and I let the intrusive thoughts win. If you just get
Are you kidding me right now?
I got my finger stuck in the seatbelt once. My grandma used butter.
We're not putting butter.
Have you got butter?
We're not putting butter in a $3 million car. We're not using any sort of lubricant whatsoever.
Ow, Alan, don't pull. Obviously, I've been pulling. Obviously, I've been pulling. Why would you do? Ow, look.
Are you? Okay, just
so
hold on.
But do you have butter?
At least it was just your finger you put through there.
But do you have butter?
Why would I have butter on the side of a mountain?
I've obviously pulled. Right, I've obviously been pulling.
I'm gonna push.
So the push is. I'm not missing
push
torque.
you.
I'm not missing torque.
Okay, just twist it then.
Twist.
Twist and pivot. Twist and pivot.
Oh, that's not good.
Okay, come on.
It's made of carbon fiber.
Jesus, it doesn't give, but you
Why
need to.
are you treating my finger like a sausage? That's real.
James, holy crap, you gotta get it.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, your sweat helped there. I was about to spit on it.
was actually a lot more to this car than just the engine. The classic 911 that Singer modified was very much just a classic 911 with every inch of it perfected. This one is a lot more than that.
Singer basically took the original 964 911 and said, what did Porsche get wrong? And since DLS stands for Dynamic and Lightweighting Study, Singer made some serious changes.
They actually moved the engine in an inch, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when the car weighs 2,200 pounds, you'll notice it. And instead of the traditional suspension up front, we've got double wishbones, very modern double wishbones, and four-way adjustable dampers. However, they kept the rear trailing arm of the classic 911 because they still wanted it to feel like a 911. But other than that, this thing is designed to be quite the weapon. Oh, you can feel how light it is under brakes. It just scrubs the speed. The steering is beautiful. As you get onto the brakes into the corner, you can feel the weight transfer to the front and the steering get heavy, and then it lightens under throttle. And it's just talking and moving. Oh my God, the steering is so good. God, the suspension is unbelievable. It's just floating. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, come on. Come on. 8,000, 9,000. Holy shit. Oh, it's actually truly beautiful in the corners. So precise. So light. So much communication from all aspects. From the pedals, from the steering, from my butt. Oh, that 911 weight transfer, there it is. So the thing about a 911 is that when you enter the corner, you choose your speed and you have to commit to it. Because you can't keep going in on the brakes or I can feel that engine wanting to come around if you take the brakes too deep. So you have to turn in, get it loaded, and then get on the throttle to settle the rear. It's such a distinctive way of driving. You don't even have to do that in a modern 911. They barely have this issue, but since this is still a classic 911 in the rear with that suspension setup, I'm having to consciously drive it like a 911. But it's got the performance of a modern Ferrari. Did you see my hands move over that bump? It's the steering just telling me what those fronts are doing. It's just... so good. I know we go on and on and on about how important it is to make cars light. But let this be the biggest lesson of them all. You put it all together in a package like this with good suspension and a brilliant engine and a perfect manual transmission. Cliches like driving Nirvana, but oh wait, what else is there genuinely? What more is there than this?
Thought you might have got your finger stuck
No,
in the
obviously
shifter.
not.
No, obviously not.
Um,
So,
10 out of 10, no notes.
I wanted to have a note.
I did too. I woke up this morning, I was like, I'll find a problem with it. And I didn't. It's basically perfect dynamically.
It feels the most finished in every way.
Yes, exactly that. I mean, so many talented people were involved in this. And Chris Harris. I'm kidding, Chris.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. No,
I think
ser-
Richard Tuthill, by the way, is part of that number.
He was involved.
Yeah.
But no, like people like Chris Harris had their hands on this. And as a result, all the things that bug us automotive journalists have been effectively erased from the car. It's almost like there's no room. Every bar has been maxed out.
The way the
Right?
suspension handles the road, the engine sounds, the shifting,
The steering.
every single vertical of what makes a good car is maxed.
It is, including the price.
Yeah, I was going to say it should be. It should be.
It's so much money. But then, okay, the drive alone does not justify the price. Do you agree? Like the drive is basically as good as it gets.
Yeah,
Best thing.
it's $1 million drive.
Easily. And then the rest of it is in the craftsmanship, right? So this being the DLS version of the 911 that Singer made has so much, like it's wider, the whole front end's been redesigned, right? For aero and cooling.
Yeah.
This top bit where the air goes in, there's a duck spoiler, but didn't really work apparently, we've been told, on the old 911, so they had to design an air channel. Williams was involved.
But that's what you're paying for. You're paying for the time at Williams. You're paying for all the CAD stuff, all the things.
Yes.
Was it CFD?
Well, here, look at this. This is the device that Williams made to adjust the suspension. How like
Oh, it's
F1?
light.
How F1 is that? Yeah, it's milled out of something. It's so extra. You know what works? A little knob. You could turn a knob and that changes. Nope. We needed this.
Yeah, but it needs to be special at that price.
It
Things
does.
things that make you feel special.
Yeah. And I mean, here's the good news. If you happen to not like the spec, you could do anything you wanted. That's the beauty of a Singer, I guess.
It is. It's quite agnostic to spec though, because it still looks brilliant. I personally wouldn't spec California Racing Gold with the Zuma blue magnesium wheels. I looked at these online.
Did you?
There was another build that I just absolutely fell in love with, and it was blue.
Yeah.
And
Was it?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the build. We'll show it. It is so good.
The attention to detail is basically as good as it gets. You cannot find a flaw. You can't. I'll give you 3 hours on your hands and knees, magnifying glass. You just can't find a flaw. The paint is perfect. The paint is as good or better than his Century. And that's some of the best paint I've ever seen in the world.
Yeah, sometimes you look in a mirror all the time and you just want to change everything you see.
Yeah, most times.
This isn't that.
No.
But I've never seen a 911 reimagined by Singer ever.
Yeah.
And so this is the DLS Tel.
Right.
You have to get this on the DLS. You can get it on the other ones though.
I see. So you have to get that. For me, the Tel is this extra wide body. Can we agree that Singer, when it comes to modifying 911s, is the king of fitment?
I haven't seen all of them. However, the proportions of this are astounding.
Like just the way that the wheel fits in the arch, the massive dish on the rear. And you know what? There's actually some big bumps on this road.
Yeah.
And most times when you see a car that's this low, and there's not that much, it doesn't look like there's that much clearance, big bumps, you'll hear zzz, you'll hear like tire rub somewhere. You never hear a rub. Huge suspension compressions. Well, the dampers are Rally brand dampers, right? So they're, maybe that's what Richard
I was going to say that's what
Sounds like
Richard
yeah.
Tuthill would approve of, yeah.
Yeah, so when you can go over huge bumps and there's just, it feels like there's infinite travel. It's just crazy.
Would you say that it's an if you know car? Like,
Maybe not this one, because this one is so wide.
but have you seen the DLS Turbo that's coming?
Yeah, that one is a totally different conversation. Totally different conversation.
Because this is more aggressive than the Classic. This is a bit more like, oh, something's going on here.
Yeah, the engine bay is nuts, by the way. Look at this.
Yeah, that's clean.
Williams Advanced Engineering.
I don't see any flax carbon with the corn and shit in it from the Tuthill.
From the 911K.
But it does look itself quite clean.
Yeah. Speaking of Tuthill, where's your head at with the 911K compared to this?
Oh, okay, so because I haven't stopped thinking about the Tuthill since we drove it.
Yeah. I still have nightmares about it, actually.
The Tuthill maxed out a couple of categories.
Yes.
Like perfectly restored 911,
Yes.
crazy engine.
Yes.
This maxes out every conceivable category. and I don't miss the extra 2,000 RPM. And that was the beauty of the Tahoe actually, is that when you
Yeah.
hit 9,000, it felt like enough. It just went
Yeah,
more.
it just kept going.
So yeah, this is a much more finished, much more.
yeah,
end.
well, they both have their place, obviously, in weird resto mod, not a resto mod world.
Well, the biggest difference is inside.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look.
How good's that door close?
It's so good.
It feels like baby G-Wagon vibes.
Yeah, well, it's a mechanical latch, the mechanical window, the mechanical key. The locks are mechanical. There's no central locking.
Well, that's because this has got the DLS treatment.
Yes.
If you get one of the other 911s reimagined by Singer, like the classic, you
Yeah.
can get electric windows, central locking, all the comforts of a modern car. Actually, this does have front lift.
It has front axle lift. That's the little
That
knob right
feels
there.
like a wildly modern.
there.
It looks weird when it does it.
I know, it feels like it should, but it's really handy.
Okay, the interior.
Yes, so we've been lucky enough to be... No more.
Okay.
We've been lucky enough to drive a lot of the big resto mods, right?
Yes.
We've been in them, and you've been in an HWA Evo, that new
Did
one,
sit in it,
right?
yes.
From what we've seen, I think that this is the best interior of any, modern reimagining of a classic car.
What are you saying, visually or just the way it's built? or-
Materials, visually, design, customizability, all of that stuff. And not only that, I think that makes it one of the best interiors in any car ever.
Wow.
Right? Because find
I know.
a bad material.
Can you see all the Porsche question? Can you see
Yeah.
all the gauges while looking at the steering wheel?
If I was a little shorter, I could. Yeah, but there's a little bit it's a little bit cut off there, but that's okay. It's a 911 thing.
The way that just goes through there.
Yeah. The gauge pods are like floating somehow. I don't really know where they're mounted, but I can't see from where I'm sitting.
That middle one,
Isn't that good?
that is.
I mean, you can get that done in whatever you want, right?
I know, but it's just gold. It
Gold.
should be chintzy, and it's not.
I know, it
Gold
really
just
works. It
just
really
like it
works.
does on the 911 ST. Those
Yes.
little accents of gold.
Yeah. No, and like the details are insane everywhere. Look at the carbon fiber going into the headrest.
Oh yeah.
It's like a little black hole
And
of carbon fiber.
As part of the special wishes program, we got even though it's absolutely destroying me right now.
Yeah.
We've got the glass panoramic roof, which I really, really like because it makes it much more spacious.
Yeah, there's a panel that goes in there if you don't want to be blasted by the sun all the time.
Yes. Because otherwise these things can feel quite small. Like this is a beautifully small car.
It is like I'm touching the door on the other side. It is. It's a classic 911. It's got the original chassis underneath, right?
Part of that is the position's weird because your
Yes.
hands are going right for the steering wheel, as are your feet. You're facing 1 o'clock.
You're facing 1 o'clock. Yeah, the car's going that way and you're facing over there. You just get used to it. It's just part of the 911 experience.
That wheel, everything.
Isn't it? It's basically perfect, right? I don't know.
It is. It's the result of someone sitting on the forums and the shopping sites and making over a decade the perfect. Perfect. Some might say it's too much. Some purists.
Yeah, maybe they want but again though, so much of it could be customized to look more like a classic 911 if you wanted.
Yeah.
It's the whole idea with Singer that they'll build the old 911 that you buy into. Actually, some cool stories about guys will buy the old 964, drive it around, experience it, and then drop it off at the Singer factory, and then 3 years later, they get their Singer build of their 911.
The ultimate version.
The ultimate version.
That is cool.
Isn't that neat?
Because that would help decide the color. Because I can't imagine sitting in front of the spec list.
No, I saw the swatch room, and I got anxiety. There's an infinite, and the leather colors too. There's drawers. You pull out 6 drawers. Literally every conceivable color of leather is available. If you don't like one, they'll make it. It's nuts.
That's lovely. Isn't it? The exposed linkage, like a Lotus Emira.
That's right.
Which you can get 30 of.
I believe that there's some titanium parts in there. So it's interesting because Alphaholics will do all of the suspension. I
knew Alphaholics would come up.
They do all of the suspension parts in titanium, right? And maybe I don't really know enough to be able to say that this car would be improved if every single suspension component was titanium. But the way it drives, it doesn't matter, I don't think. Right?
That's fair, yeah, in practice. Because I've asked them about that as well, what if you made a complete carbon fiber monocoque rather than using the original steel chassis? And the answer to all of the questions of why wouldn't you have done this as well is, we're not about that.
We're not interested.
We aren't about that.
Yeah, they're like old 911s.
So whatever they're about, it seems to be working because they all keep selling out.
Yeah, we might say the price is too much, but I'm not in a purchasing world to understand what it means to spend this much money on a car, so it's irrelevant to me. All I know is that the value of an object is defined by what people will pay for it, and they're all sold.
Because I can find 1.764 million in this, if I really think about it.
Okay, so specific.
It's that extra jump that's...
Yeah, it's 100%. Yeah, me too.
But it is it's just dripping in desirability.
It really, really is.
Can we hear it one more time?
Yeah. Okay.